Just want you to focus on these few words. You can read the rest of the verse and the rest of the pericope on your own time. I just want you to hear what Paul has to say this morning. He says, "Now thanks be unto God, which always causes us to triumph in Christ, and makes manifest the savor of his knowledge by us in every place." I want to lift up this thought this morning. Triumphant suffering. Triumphant suffering. Pray with me this morning. Gracious and eternal Father, I thank you now for leading me to the place that you brought me thus far. Father God, use my puny efforts to glorify your holy name. Amen. Triumphant suffering. First of all, let me say to you that there is no such thing as a triumphalist ministry. Triumph lies in the victory through our suffering in Christ Jesus. From a historical perspective on the text, up until this particular point of our text, this particular letter could be taken as a depressing event in Paul's life. He's had problems and afflictions in Asia. He had attacks on his integrity throughout the land. There had been pain that he had experienced in Corinth, offenders in the church itself. He had trouble in his ministry, but here we find in this particular text, God always gives us or allows us to be effective in our ministry because he is able. To be triumphant, we need a triumphant faith. And to have a triumphant faith, we must believe in a triumphant Christ. It is a faith that is habitual in that we must live it, live by it each and every day. It is unwavering trust that dominates all of our sensibilities. I don't care what you're going through. You're going to be going through something. But you have to know that there is something unbending, something unyielding, something unwavering in you that keeps you standing. Thus, even though we struggle against the forces of evil, God has promised us the victory. So often in the scriptures do we see Paul correcting churches on doctrine, rebuking them for condoning evil, as we learn in our text this morning, encouraging the saints. Why? Because Paul knew from his own travel and his own experiences that the Christian life is always one engaged in conflict. There is nothing that you don't do where chaos and confusion is resting on the side, waiting for you to slip. But through it all, Paul doesn't look at what happened to him early. He doesn't look at people talking about him. He doesn't look at the conflict in the church and every piece of persecution that went his way. He says, "Now thanks be unto God, which always causes us to triumph in Christ." In the text, Paul uses the word triumph, which is a reference to battle. The implication is that we are conflicted from birth to the grave. He makes it clear in the scripture through his own writings of his personal suffering and throughout his missionary journeys. It was never easy for him. He writes in Ephesians, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness in this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." He tells Timothy, fight the good fight, lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called. But before Paul shares his own experience with Timothy when he said, I have fought a good fight, I have finished my course, I have kept the faith, is a sounding board for where he is going. Paul uses the word triumph as in triumph in life. He uses the word even though the text does not say that Paul won the fight or came in first in the many challenges that he faced throughout the course of his life. However, Paul keeps the faith. And all that he's been through, he keeps the faith. You see, it was nothing that Paul himself did to cause victory in his life, but rather what the Lord caused in him. All that I am, all that I owe to the Lord. The life that I've lived was not one marred in defeat, but a life lived in victory, lived in triumph, lived in endurance. For I'm a believer that all things we were more than a conqueror. You see, saints, if you come through something, then you know what I'm talking about. If you've been through something, if you're going through something, then you understand what I mean when I say that you're more than a conqueror. Somewhere I read, behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, all over the power of the enemy, and nothing by any means shall hurt you. Somewhere I read that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I'm glad this morning that we serve a God who's always giving, never lacking in what he does when we find ourselves adrift in trouble. So it is our understanding this morning that this victory, this triumph is not by happenstance, it's not by coincidence, it's not by consequence, but of continuous living. Jesus. Because it lies within us. Yes. The problem to get through your predicament is already a victory. Whatever it is, all you have to do is claim it. Mountain, move from here to there. Speaking the universal language, the activator of the speak to your problem. Paul talks about what stresses him. I'm not saying it's easy, but at some point in your life, you have to stop this wandering, this back and forth with your faith, and understand that you already have the victory. So what if it looks bad? So what if it is bad? Whatever it is gonna be, how you deal with it, that's going to determine whether you are triumphant, victorious, or whether you fall. Because God is our refuge, strength, a very present help in times of trouble. In times of trouble. How many know what it means to be in trouble? No. John tells us that Whoever is born of God overcometh.
Yes.
You see, saints, the Lord causes us, as the text says, to be triumphant. It causes us. It is the He who is in us that levels the playing field against our enemies. It's through our faith in Him that we are given the promise of victory, the promise that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. You have to believe, as Daniel believed, that God hath sent His angel. You have to believe, like the 3 Hebrew boys, that our God shall deliver us out of thine hand. For somewhere I read, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. When the enemy pushes back, we are triumphant. When the storm in our life reaches gale force velocity, we are triumphant. When everything about our circumstances says no, we are triumphant. No matter how high the mountain or low the valley, we are triumphant. You have been built to overcome. Built to last, because our position rests not in ourselves but in Christ Jesus. I deal with people every day. I don't care what you say to them. And this is what Paul was saying. Let me tell you something. Paul is acknowledging in this particular letter that sometimes the sermon is not persuasive. Sometimes your ministry is not persuasive. If you think it is, then you set yourself up. Doesn't always work. Doesn't always work. If I touch one of you on Sunday, I'm happy. I'm successful. Just one. Just one. Job reminds us that we've been built to overcome. We've been built to last, and that our position rests in Christ. When he says, "Has not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he had on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land." Faith will work miracles if you only allow it. The only reason we made it this far as a church, a community of faith called Williams Chapel, the only reason we feel the warmth in this building, the air conditioner in the summer, have food on our tables, and are able to hold our heads high in the face of the enemy, is not to demonstrate our strength and what we can do, but to make known the Savior of his knowledge. By us in every place, everywhere you go, you ought to have an aroma about you, that somebody can smell Jesus on your breath and in your heart. That whatever you're going through is evidence that he gets the glory, not you, not your lawyer, not your doctor, not your pastor, your bishop, your church, but God Almighty gets the glory. And until you start giving him the glory, your life will remain the same. You need to start getting serious. The only way you can keep from stepping into Satan's traps is to know how he operates.
That's right.
Yes, sir. He's got a trap for you right now. And he don't need cheese to get you in it. Yes, sir. saved to reveal, not conceal who God is. We've been saved to reveal, not conceal, the manifest glory of God. You are the evidence of God's good works. In our fragile state, this weak state of fragility, we have been designed to carry the precious cargo of the gospel to everybody, everywhere, in every place, to the lost, the last, and the least, those who don't know him. We better hurry up. Time is fleeting. You know, it's funny. It is funny. Because it's just like yesterday when you were young and vivacious. Those of you who are young now will understand this. When you thought the elasticity in your skin would be forever, and that your joints wouldn't reek, your back wouldn't hurt, you could stay up all night. But as you grow older, you realize that you're really falling apart. And the more you patch it, the more it falls. Amen. You see, what I'm trying to tell you is there's something eternal about that. I'm not looking at my physical body anymore. I don't want to be young again. I don't want to have to go through kidney problems and throat problems and cancer and diabetes all over again. I want a new life. I want an eternal life where I don't feel pain anymore. I'm not burning in my bones. I can get up in 2 seconds out of the bed. I'm looking for something else now. Don't want to live forever. Couldn't if I wanted to. I know we're going through something right now. But always remember that in life there will always be battles, spiritual warfare and the like. However, there is no reason to fear because Christ has provided everything you need to be triumphant. Winners, overcomers. Sometimes the defeat will be necessary in order for us to appreciate the victory. But know that we have the victory because of who we are in Christ. Paul says in Romans, when then shall we say to these things, if God be for us, who can be against us? Know that you are anchored in the midst of adversity. When perplexing predicaments show up, when you wake up in the middle of a storm, when the diagnosis seems insurmountable, when your plight goes unplucked, know that you will still have the victory. Though your ship has been battered by an angry sea and the enemy has won the skirmish, know that the victory still belongs to you. Text reminds us that Paul had the assurance that God would deliver him because he causes us to be triumphant in Christ. Paul always remained faithful in the face of adversity. I didn't say he wasn't scared, but he was faithful because he knew that God always causes us to be victorious in the battle. Paul knew that Jesus was the anchor in his life. Can I tell you this morning, church, and I'm done. When you're sitting on the side of your bed in the middle of the night, when you're facing your oh my gods, when you're staring your lack in the face of somebody else's abundance, when the thunder claps, when lightning flashes, when the storm rages in your life, when you've lost somebody who's been the mooring of your life, when the mountain seems too big to be moved, when the road seems rocky and too big to traverse, go ahead and shout from the top of your lungs. Let it rain, let it snow. Let the clouds come in. Let it be a night without moon nor stars. Be it as it may, my God has caused me to triumph. Always, thus be not dismayed by whatever may come. God will take care of you. You will be triumphant. You will be victorious. You will be. You will be. Because Christ was triumphant over the cross. He was triumphant over the grave. I'm triumphant this morning because he got up on that third Sunday with all power in his hands. My bubble burst this morning, but I'm here to give God the glory. My arthritis is bending me over, but count me in the number this morning. My attitude is not what it ought to be, but I'm here because he said he'd meet me here. The lawyers and doctors are playing games with my life, but somehow I still cling to a victorious faith. I may not have two nickels to rub together, but I'm not worried about tomorrow because God has promised me right now, today. He's working with me to win the battle. And he asks, all he asks of me is to stand still and watch the glory of the Lord. There's a Pharaoh in the White House, and I'm standing still. And there's a Pharaoh on the job, but I'm standing still. There's a Pharaoh in the courthouse, but I'm standing still this morning. The hounds of hell are on my trail, but I'm standing still. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of worrying. I'm tired of hating. I'm tired of lack, of hurt, of frustration, of envy, of addiction, of compromise. I'm turning it over to the God I serve, the curator of grace and mercy. I've learned to rest in the glory of the arms of my Savior, the wings outstretched of my Redeemer. I'm asking God for a wake-up call on my life. Someone wrote, Jesus paid it all. He did not owe. Our debt, I could not pay. I needed someone to wash my sins away. And now I sing that brand new song, Amazing Grace. For Jesus paid the debt I could